Hello, everyone. This is Racor. We're here at the studio with Nikka Lorak, DJ producer with background in filming, and today we're going to talk about the challenges for aspiring DJs to break into the industry nowadays. Hello, Nikka. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you for having me here. My name is Nikka Lorak. I'm a DJ and producer. And now we have launched a new label, Cruel Kind.
We're going to talk a lot about your label. Nikka, tell me a little bit about your background as an artist and what was your journey into music?
All right. My background is in film directing and producing. I had been working as a film director for a while, and afterwards I have shifted into fashion photography, and I had been working with the visual branding.
Nice. And how did your background as a film director, for example, change the way that you approach to your DJing and your performances and your producing?
That's a really good question. Funny enough, I just realized that my approach to both production and set is a bit different from my peers and colleagues. For example, today we were in the studio and I came up with the idea on working on a track inspired by my love to the motorbikes. So it is all 90s motorbikes and perhaps some little references to the video games that people played that time, the very PlayStation 1 type, that 8-bit sound. So basically, my approach is to create a universe with many sounds, very defined ambience, and I want to time machine people into this universe and to feel full immersion into the universe I have created. So this is my approach to production. And when it comes to the set, everyone says, I want to take my audience on a journey. But my job is, I would say, to take them through a roller coaster of emotions. It definitely should not be flat. I definitely want to take them through various emotions, shall we put it this way. And in my opinion, a set should have a structure, even if I do not necessarily define the tracks as a playlist, but I definitely have an idea of the emotional roller coaster I want to take my audience on.
And what emotional state are you chasing when you play in a set, or when you're creating music, or when you're at the studio producing?
I wouldn't be happy if after my set, people will think, oh, well, it was a nice set. I want them to feel after a rock concert. I want them to feel epiphany. I want them to have this fist-pumping moment. I want them to be relieved, and I want them to leave inspired. This is the emotions I'm looking for.
That's very nice. I know you as an award winner in film directing. So when you entered into electronic music, was it scary for you after having already succeed in other roles as an artist?
Actually, it was very scary, to be honest, because I have entered from the very scratch. I had been working with music producers and with the score producers, with the score composers being in film. And for me, it was always challenging, I would say. So, because I'm not a musician, let's be real. So, but I came as a challenge into a music industry, and I stayed with a belief that whatever you are dreaming about is possible if you are putting passion and if you are putting effort to it. So saying that, it was very scary because I did not know how everything works, where to find the gigs, how to write music, how to DJ. I'll be honest, I was going through DJ courses probably 2 times before I got it right. So I'm that blonde girl from the jokes where people are talking about. So finally I got it right. Then the next stage was producing. And for me, it was very difficult even to collaborate with the sound engineers because I found it extremely challenging. I could not even express what do I want. I was lacking this knowledge. So that is when I understood that is the time to graft, is the time to research, is the time to listen to the established or less prominent artists just to enhance my knowledge first. And luckily, some areas of the artistry had been covered already because I understood that I'm bringing to my artistry a lot of structure, and I'm bringing to my artistry a lot of business skills. And that is probably what made me very confident when I'm coming out to the industry. So I know that I can arrange a very quality product to be delivered. And I know that I can put it out in the market with confidence.
Nice. And what part of your past career still influences you on your daily basis, on your single day?
Oh my gosh, every single day, I would say, because a lot of times I'm talking in cinematic terms and I'm talking in film terms, which is quite interesting to see. Like, for example, I would just say, of course, I'm using the electronic music jargon, but I see it as a story arc, for example, of the development. So a lot of times I need to explain to my collaborators or sound engineers, why do I need the development? Why things cannot go progressive loop after loop? So I just explained that a lot of times I need high contrasts. I'm the person of the high contrast in music I produce. For me, it is extremely important because I understand that the contrast actually brings the emotion that I'm after. So I would say that, yeah, the filmmaking is definitely resonating with me every day.
Nice. Like nowadays, the electronic music industry has never been so accessible, right? Nowadays, anyone can release music on Spotify or streaming services. Anyone can build social media profiles. Anyone can promote themselves, learn how to DJ. And at the same time, like standing out has never been so hard, I think, right? So what do you think it takes to become an artist?
Right, that's probably the question which is on the minds of many. And you're absolutely right. It is so accessible nowadays. There are so many DJ schools or YouTube videos where you can actually learn the craft. So it is not a rocket science also to collaborate or even just to hire a ghost producer. You can do that. So, but afterwards, I think the issue is there is no a blueprint for the emerging artists out of school into the industry. So they have finished their DJ schools or they taught themselves the technicalities of DJing. What is happening next? They do not know. Somebody's going to employ them? Are they getting a job? Are they going to get paid? Are they going to have a gig?
Yeah.
There is a lot of uncertainty and people do not know where to start. I had been there and I know how uncertain, scary, and challenging it feels. So also, a lot of times artists underestimate the fact that nowadays being an artist and writing music is not enough. So now you need to be your own manager, your own promoter, your own social media manager and videographer and photographer, or you need to bring these people in by paying them or as a favor, or you need to do it yourself. People completely underestimate that. As a result, they are coming to the point that he is a DJ producer, or he's a bedroom producer, or he's a bedroom DJ. He enjoys the crafts, but he does not know how to get it out there, how to get it to the audience, and actually what to do with it. And a lot of times, DJs just think that the mere fact that they can mix would give them a paid job. And they're relying on this payment by investing all their time in DJing, for example, not having a backup. So as a result, they're ending up doing the gigs they're not really enjoying, perhaps compromising their music styles and having a lot of disappointments and really burning themselves out. So this is the challenge, I guess. So there is no blueprint to electronic music industry, how to go from zero to hero. All the steps in between are unknown.
Very interesting. Nikka, what's the biggest mistake you see DJs making often?
That exactly is the point. The DJs are underestimating the fact that they need to be one-man show nowadays. It is not enough to mix. It is not enough even to produce. Before a DJ, that I learned very quickly, before an artist becomes of substantial size and his name can actually sell tickets, because in the end, we are not talking now about the passion for music. We are not talking about the hobby. We are talking about music industry. It means business. It means money making. I know all the artists now would say, ew, I hate all this money talk, but excuse me, if you want to perform on the biggest stages, somebody had already paid to put the stage up, to promote it, and to build the festival up. So, excuse me, as an artist, you need to deliver with your product, which is your presence, which is your music, and which is your name. So, before the name is up, nobody will come to save us. Nobody will come to build our empire and our name. So basically, the artist must do it by himself. And this is the biggest mistake. And this is what artists are underestimating. The amount of effort, money, and investment that actually is required from them alone to actually build their own name.
Yeah, like I see you talk a lot about identity and the storytelling of the DJ and producer, right? So do you think nowadays the crowd, the audiences, they are kind of listening with their eyes?
Listening with their eyes. Well, it is a way definitely to say not only they are listening with their eyes. I spent some time in the Middle East, and Middle East now is very spoiled with a lot of big names. So Black Coffee is there every month. So Armin van Buuren was performing on Burj Khalifa. So and so on and so forth. We have Charlotte de Witte coming. We have Sarah Lundre, and so on and so forth. A lot of big artists. So I have heard a wonderful opinion that a modern artist competes against top names, and also he competes against couch. What I mean is that an average person would think, would I go to see a new artist, or would I rather rest and just watch a Netflix and chill? So basically, people are so spoiled with choice nowadays. Yes, industry is very saturated. Not only we are, as an artist, we need to put ourselves out there as a very clear character. So sometimes I have heard opinions that the artist just needs to come with the music. But in my opinion, the artist needs to tell his story, and the artist needs to be a defined character. He needs to tell his story. For example, my story, it is all about energy, and I believe that an artist is a modern rock star. So basically, I incorporate this character in my storytell, I would say. It's high energy. There is a lot of daring and bold moves, I would say. And this is what you see in my performance, in the way I present myself, and also in my productions. So, however, if an artist cannot put himself out there visually, we have a problem. So I definitely would say, to answer your question, yes, I think the audience start to listen with their eyes because there is so much music, and they need to identify the character. They need to identify the complete product that artist brings out to the industry.
And talking about this rock star energy, talking about this all this presence that you put in your live performances. How do you think that it shapes your performance? How important is that for your own performances?
I believe that DJs are the modern rock stars. To start with, frankly speaking, growing up, I was a huge admirer of The Prodigy, Motley
Yeah,
Crue. Think
very
about
good.
big performance, Queen, Michael Jackson, the people who were larger than life, and you did not doubt what character they incorporate. So that was a so perfected and so refined character, despite of being crazy and despite of being very daring, like controversial, like the Prodigy. Still, it was a very solid character that comes on stage. The audience already know what to expect, and they are prepared to relive the same emotion with this character. So this, I think, is the most important job of an artist. So yes, I believe that this rock star energy is important. If the person is the rock star, there are some, for example, if you are taking, for example, kind of music, so that is something else. They have their own character, but the character is defined. They are the rock star of Kurt Cobain type, for example, which is more low key, but more sensitive and perhaps more romantic. So, but I'm just encouraging younger artists to define what character they are and to portray it fully.
Okay, so that brings to another question, which is what's the difference between branding and authenticity?
Branding and authenticity. That is a good one because a lot of times when I'm speaking about branding, I hear from artists, ew, I don't want all this fake fluff around me. You know, I want to be me. A dude in black t-shirts. It just, well, I believe that branding should be the extension of authenticity of the artist. So first, he defines who he is. It takes curiosity and courage to explore itself. So oneself, after the person discovered who he is and what is his identity and what he stands for. What are his values? What is his energy? How he looks? How he communicates with audience? Have you seen Young Blood and his performances?
Yeah.
The dude is rocking. Oh my gosh. He is just incredible. So once you define your identity, you understand what kind of energy you're projecting into the crowd, what kind of energy you are getting back. Basically, your branding only reflects your identity, your true identity, and your true self.
And last but not least, in this block, what advice would you give to producers who feel overlooked?
Probably they need to look at different aspects of their products. And when I'm saying product, I mean full package. Perhaps they are bedroom producers, but maybe they do not network enough. Or they network and they produce, but they cannot present themselves in a professional way. Everything matters from an email signature to the correct links. Make sure that everything is in order. Your socials. I know a lot of people would say, I hate posting. What should I post about? And so on and so forth. I totally feel them and I totally understand. However, they need to find a way for themselves to consistently communicate with the outer world. And that matters. Would it be cartoons? Would it be an expert video when the person teaches what he knows best? Or maybe he will just express his frustration. He's just like, why my day was bad today? So, and he expresses frustration, what wrong happened to him today? And he will do it consistently every day or twice a week. So he needs to find his form and shape of communicating with the world. Why? Because I repeat myself, nobody will save us. Until we save ourselves, we'll package ourselves and get to the bigger world and let the venues, let the promoters understand that we're worthy of their time and efforts, because we need to be a worthy investment if we are in the industry. I repeat myself. Otherwise, it is just a hobby.
True. Very interesting. Let's move on a little bit to talk about Crewkind, your label. You've announced the launch of your label during IMS 2026, right?
That's correct.
So tell me, what does the name Crewkind actually mean to you?
Cruel Kind is me. And Cruel Kind, I think it will be relevant to people, everyone who had learned to be tough on the outside and who is very sensitive and artistic on the inside. And I believe every artist will just recognize himself. So today we were speaking about branding and about the necessities of the industry. So in the same time, we all want to produce and we all want to create what we want to create. So as a result, the creativity lays inside, and then we have to shelter ourselves with this perfect communication, productivity, functionality, and other professional features that will basically bring our product to the industry. It is extremely important. So Cruel Kind stands for duality of artist and electronic music industry in whole.
And like, there was any emotion leading this project? What are emotions or ideas that inspired you to create this label?
I am a huge admirer of the 90s era, the rock stars era. Think Motley Crue again. So Rolling Stones, maybe Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm a big lover of rock. So I want people to relive this era just because I feel that nowadays, maybe with the internet brings us a lot of opportunities, but also brings a lot of constraints. So while back in the 90s, I do believe that emotions were bigger and people were living, how shall I say, brighter life in sense of they were left with their real-time friends, real-time dates. They were living in the moment much more. So Cruel Kind stands for this kind of emotions. When you are living in the moment and you are living to the fullest. I would say this is the main inspiration behind. So, and that is why I communicated it with the imagery. So if you will go to our Instagram page, which is Cruel Kind Records, so you will see that we are all about raw emotion, radical expression. And it is very important for us to reach out to the true characters and true entertainers.
Very good. And what was the point that you realized that you actually wanted to build a label instead of just releasing music?
Perhaps the fact that I'm collaborating and I'm supporting the artists anyway, because a lot of times in conferences like IMAS, I had been a speaker at IMAS 2025 in Dubai. A lot of people came to me after my panel talk and asked me, what shall I start with? I do not know where to start. How can I actually define my identity? How can I stand out as an artist? What makes me different? So, and I just realized by giving advice that artists do not know where to start. It's not their expertise. You cannot blame them. They did not study it as I did in my master's. So they just do not know where to start and who can help. So I was thinking to start a label that will be an old-fashioned approach to label, which would be back in the day when a label is taking the artist, they will take over the whole, I would say, development as well. They would not just release and take their percentage, right?
Yeah.
So they will be basically working on the artist's image, and then perhaps they were taking managerial functions. And I do believe that I will be quite good in that. I will be able to bring my skills and knowledge from film directing, from fashion photography, from visual branding into developing of an artist, or at least helping and guiding people who need it, of course. And after this is so much fun. Are you kidding me? I had been always up for collaborations, and I believe that collective energy is so much stronger than just being all alone.
Got it. And what kind of artists belong to the world of Cruel Kind?
Ah, it should be first curiosity. I would say curiosity to explore himself, curiosity to explore maybe new things and the world around them. So I operate in my life, I operate on gut feel and on energy feel. If I feel good energy from a person, and good energy, I mean, the person is open to the world. He is positive, or she. So, and the person is excited. He is excited to try something else, excited to collaborate. Yeah, this is my kind of a person, definitely. So in terms of sound, I decided to be less restricted when it comes to genres. What I mean, we're definitely operating above 126 BPM. So, but I'm equally interested in industrial techno and drum and bass, because it projects certain energy which I'm looking for. I'm chasing the energy, not a genre in my label. So, and certainly it should be a person who is prepared to work. God damn it, we're here to work. It's industry. So who is prepared to work towards his identity, who is prepared to work towards his releases, so that together we can accomplish something big and build something magnificent.
Amazing. And I guess, is the Cruel Kind more about sound, identity, or attitude?
All right. Sound, identity, or attitude? I think equally all three, to be honest, because obviously sound is very important. However, I'm hoping and looking forward to create showcases for my label. And definitely I need true rock stars who would perform, who would create this energy, and who will put my vision out there, and who will bring their own vision that will complement the label, of course. So, yes, music, identity for sure, attitude. With attitude, I would say professional attitude, because if the person is all rock star and have a nice sound, but he's shooting heroin and sleeping under the bridge, well, probably for me it will be a bit difficult to come and dig him out every time. I'm expecting people to be a little bit more professional.
Yeah, that makes sense. What is the importance of the visuals and storytelling for artists joining Cruel Kind, and what would make you instantly interested in an artist?
I wouldn't expect an artist to come with a visual package. I wouldn't expect them to come already with like press kits or press shots or whatsoever. So that is the reason why I have formed Cruel Kind, is to actually help to develop their identity, to go through the mood boards, to discuss, to explore together, to put time and efforts into the artist development. However, what is really required from an artist is curiosity, as I said, is work ethics. And what makes me really attracted to a new artist, I think it will be the fact that the person is excited with who he is or where he moves or his vision. So there is certain fire behind certain projects. That I think is very important. So now we're speaking about energy, and this energy will define how far is he prepared to go towards his goal, how far would he prepare to develop his project, put the efforts, time and capabilities towards the project. Yeah, so I would definitely say the attitude is important, and curiosity and excitement.
Very good. Nick, I have one last question for you. What kind of cultural impact do you want Crew Kind to have in the long term?
That's a really good one, because starting Cruel Kind, I was thinking about further possibilities worldwide. I have just finished my Indian tour, which lasted 2 weeks. So, and also I had been touring in Asia. So I just realized that I had a long-term dream to start a charity, and that charity to support talented children from all over the world with less privileged backgrounds. So this is something I'm passionate about, because myself, I'm coming from a less privileged background, and I was extremely lucky and grateful to all people who helped me along my way. So now is the time to give back. So I want Cruel Kind to be a platform that would withhold charity. And for me, it will be long term. We definitely want, I definitely personally want to give back, and we definitely want to make difference when it comes to opportunities given to talented kids all over the world. So in terms of artists and in terms of entity, I'm looking forward to help artists to find their identity, to find their blueprints in the electronic music industry, and basically to relieve a little bit this frustration the artists have, thinking that they're all by themselves. So this is the aspiration I have with Cruel Kind.
Beautiful. Amazing conversation, Nikka.
Thank you so
I really
much.
appreciate you being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. We're having a
That's
lot of
it?
time. We're having a lot of time left.
Do you want to keep going?
The thing is, I do not. You do. You do not have questions.
No.
Do you want
Like we
me?
did all of them.
Do you want me to ask the questions that you would naturally ask, just to use the time? Maybe there will be something interesting.
Yeah, it could
Yeah.
be. So now we're free, right?
Now you're free. Show
Good.
that.
Let's go.
Come on. What is your drugs of choice?
Nikka.
No legs, please.
Ah, yeah. Not so free. Not so free. Okay. Heroin or cocaine? No, I'm kidding. Let me try something. Oh, we also didn't leave your socials. Usually I say like, oh, do you want how people can find you on
Oh yeah,
on
we
socials?
can do the closure. We can
Yeah.
do the closure. If you think of any questions now,
Good.
we can actually shoot it. I mean, if it comes, if it doesn't come, it's okay.
Okay.
So
So-
yeah.
Okay, Nikka, one personal question. What is your, how could you describe the feeling when you are performing? What do you feel really when you're doing that?
Oh my gosh, honestly, it is a mixture of anxiety, of course, but also it is a feeling like you're on top of the world. And basically, you are responsible for the energy in the room. You're projecting your energy. I'm extremely energetic when I'm performing, and usually my crowd feels it and gives it back to me 1,000 times more. To be filled with this energy, I cannot compare this feeling with anything else. And frankly speaking, first I came to DJing exactly to be a performer, because I was chasing energy as usual. So for me, it was a big attraction.
And who is Nikka when she's not performing?
Oh my gosh!
What's
when
left?
when I'm not performing, I can be very, very introverted. I can just stay by myself at home, just doing the office, because in the same time, I need to run a lot of boring tasks for the label
Mm-hmm.
and for my own career. So writing the emails or maybe filling out some spreadsheets like tasks done and so on and so forth. So I have quite strong, I would say, introverted and business side as well. So that is why probably I'm compensating hard on stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's complementary, right? Like you need to have those
Absolutely.
skills um, to to balance those skills
Yeah.
out of the studio when you're performing and when you're marketing, when you're doing your stuff.
Yeah.
So on the side activities,
Mm-hmm.
like when you're not performing, when you're not producing, can you list them by order? I mean, one, two, or three, or five daily tasks or strategies that you have that can contribute for success of a DJ?
I would say definitely sports. I know I sound
Good
very
one.
boring. I'm fully sober because I just realized that my physique is too weak to survive if I will continue drinking. I never was into substances, but I did like my drink before, my shot of tequila,
Yeah.
little cocktail. So, but nowadays, frankly speaking, I'm staying really away from drink because I just realized that I need to be laser focused and to accomplish all the goals I set for myself. I definitely need to be laser focused and to stay on the ball so much so that I can perform to the maximum. For example, in Indian tour, I was changing the city every day. Wake up, go to the airport, take a plane, land, prepare for the set, perform, sleep. Next day, wake up, take the taxi to the airport. It is a non-stop machine. So, and then I need to squeeze my exercising in because without exercising, I'm doing weights. So without exercising, I just realized that my body refuses to function. I have a lot of stress. I do not support myself. So I'm a huge advocate of a very healthy lifestyle.
Very good. Not very good, though not very usual to hear that, and it's very important. That's
Ah,
true. How many hours do you perform? Like how long does it take your show?
a usual set is 2 hours on
2 hours.
average, but again, that is not defined by me. That's defined by the venue.
Mm-hmm.
So, and usually, if I'm at the headliner spot, it will be about 2 hours. Sometimes it can be extended to 3 hours. So far, I did not have 1 hour request, and I'm very happy about it because 1 hour, you cannot really build the narrative arc. So, and it feels like a little short. I think 2 hours is kind of an industry standard.
Okay, great. But your back doesn't hurt when you perform in 1 hour only, right?
That's why you need
Yeah,
sports, sir.
exactly.
That's why you need sports.
Very good. And besides that, like the activities as marketing, building a social profile,
Oh, God.
building, building an image, you do that a lot, right?
I do it a lot, and I cannot say I enjoy it because it takes
Mm-hmm.
consistency and a lot of creativity. So every single time I need to invent, like, oh my gosh, I need to come up with new ideas. Oh, what else should I post today? What is the strategy for the next months? Oh, some cool pictures coming up. Shall I post it? Oh no, it doesn't fit into my grid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm treating Instagram not as my life diary anymore, as a normal person would do for the social media. I'm treating my Instagram as a storefront for my business, if it makes sense. I want to communicate the message that I want to give to the promoters, to my audience, to people basically who are watching me professionally. And of course, I need to be very selective what image I'm portraying. Like, for example, we were doing a photo shoot, and although I'm not smoking, it was really fun, to stay with a
Mm-hmm.
ciggy and to be like all kind of dangerous girl. But then I realized that I will be portraying wrong image. And then perhaps for someone younger, I will be a bad role model. So being out there and being public, it also implies a lot of responsibility.
For sure, yeah. You have an impact on someone else's life. Yeah, you want to cause a good
100%.
one.
Oh, yeah.
And now with Crew Kind, like you would apply the same logic to all the artists that join the team of Crew Kind.
Frankly speaking, I'm a label, not their owner.
Hmm.
So that is why it's their choices for sure. But if in terms of their own body, it's their choices, how they manage themselves. But when it comes to ethical values, if, for example, one of the artists would be in a situation which is against my ethical standpoint, probably I will choose not to continue a collaboration simply because I would not do it in my real life. So I will not be able to be a friend with a person who is on a very different ethical standpoint.
Yeah, regardless the business wise.
I would say if we are on the contract and the contract expiry would be after, say, 2 years, definitely I would honor the contract, but I will not renew it. I will do whatever is possible within professional limitations, if it makes sense. I do not know, frankly speaking. I've never been in this situation. Maybe I will react totally different. We will see. Hopefully not.
That's great.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that brings a highlight on until I'll make that a question. Until what point, right? The authenticity of an artist really depends on his habits, right? That's a very
It's
thin
true.
line because,
It's true.
for example, if you take Cobain,
Yeah.
as you mentioned,
Yeah.
probably he wouldn't be
Yeah.
the hero. The journey of the hero wouldn't happen if he wasn't
100%.
involved in in heroin. And so until what point do you think authenticity really
Will
composes
be
the artist?
tolerable.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Tolerable. I do not know. Uh, at certain points, I'm prepared to become the Rick Rubin of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. We all know the story. So, yeah, I think at certain point, when you are stepping into the shoes of a producer, label, somebody who is the organizer in one way or another, you, at certain point, you need to be prepared to babysit.
Yeah, right.
So,
It can be
yeah.
tolerated that at some point until some
I'm
point.
afraid so. I'm afraid so.
I like what you said. I'm just their label. I'm not their owner. So they have their own responsibility as well, right?
I
That you
cannot
don't take.
affect them.
Yeah,
Even their mothers cannot affect them. What can I do? You know,
exactly.
I can only advise as a friend, or I can encourage people, or I can show them that they can do better. Other than that, it's their choice and
Yeah,
it's their journey.
pretty good. And like as a producer, I'm a producer as well, but not in the genre of electronic. Like I've never been in this genre, but you kind of chase other sounds. You get some inspiration from other artists, right?
Oh, yeah.
You get a lot of that. Like, oh, I want this synth, I want this drums, I want
Yeah.
that snare, I want. So you probably spend a lot of time checking different snares, different kicks,
Yeah.
and everything. So I would like to ask, like, if not the artist, but if you could describe mostly, let's say your last release. What, by the way, what was your last release? This first question, and second, which inspirations did you get to put it all in the mix, like the snares or synths?
Okay, so basically, when it comes to technicalities, I will be very frank and honest. I'm not 100% technical producer. I need a good, capable technical sound engineer in studio.
Yeah.
I'm very
Okay.
opinionated. I will show up to the studio. I will discuss the vision. I will listen to the suggestions. I believe in collaboration, but I cannot be staying at home and choosing one kick after another myself. I'll go crazy.
Yeah.
So first of all, I'm OCD. I'm pixel perfect, as my best friend calls me. So, because when I'm editing the picture, it should be pixel perfect. So, however, when it comes to technicalities of the production, I want to trust my engineer who will bring my vision to life. But he would definitely reduce time required because It will take me hours. It will take him one click because he has already his plugins. He has already his library. So, and a lot of times, we are not speaking ghost producer here because ghost producer, I give you the money, you give me the track. I wish it would be that simple. I would never be able to be content if people give me their own, because I respect that, but I want to produce my own product. I want to have my own soul there. So I just need technical help, which is very different. So when I'm coming, I'm communicating the mood, I'm communicating the groove. We're going through the track over and over again. We will spend probably a 3-4 hour session a day where we will just achieve probably like a track we aim to finish in 3 sessions. That is before mixing and mastering.
Yeah.
So that's before technical, let's say, technical treatment. So so for me it is important. That's why sometimes I'm coming with the visual boards. I want him to get inspired. I want him to get pumped up, and only then the product, I think, can actually see life when 2 people are inspired about something significant.
Great. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Very good. Nikka, how can we find you on social media? How can we find your new releases? When are you going to tour?
That is a very good question and very easy answer. It is Nikka Lorak. Nikka Lorak on all the platforms or on Instagram. So my next tour is actually in a few days. I'm going to an Italian festival, is No Name Festival in Italy, which is apparently second largest. I'm very excited.
Wow.
It is my first performance in Italy. So I definitely will be touring in India for the Indian Independence Day. So, and there will be a few performances around Europe during summer, of course, because here is the season.
Yes, it started, right?
Yay.
Nikka, was a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.